So today we need to talk about the huge news in the CS2 world, in the CS2 community right now, and that was this massive update that Counter-Strike decided to drop on us last night, and it really proved so many people wrong, obviously including myself and a lot of the kind of leaking, data mining, rumor milling community out there, but even some of the other people as well were proved wrong. Probably. We're going to be talking about exactly what that means in this video today and what the heck is going on and what this new big CS2 update is to catch you guys up to speed and let you know what's going on and how this could potentially affect the markets as well. But of course, first, just want to mention real quick, if you are looking to sell any of your CS2 content and turn it into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, you should definitely hit me up over on Twitter. Obviously, we are prioritizing more liquid stuff at this point, especially with the loss of Buff 163 in the West. So if you have items that are at least a little bit more on the liquid side, we can get you a safe cash out quickly, efficiently, all that good stuff. And of course, by selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this video. CS2, Counter-Strike on Twitter, they tweeted out this June 25th at 6:39 p.m. I was getting ready to leave for work. I was probably on my way to work at this point, but I was checking Twitter. I saw what was going on. They said, today we're excited to release community maps for the first time in Counter-Strike 2. This and more in today's blog post. So, in and of itself, and I've seen a lot of people have this take, this could and probably should be pretty exciting. Obviously, CS2, a big part of it is that it has been missing a lot of content. Not only is there not a lot of new content in CS2, but there's not even a lot of content that was previously in CSGO now in CS2. So people have been asking for more content and community maps and new game modes and new weapons and new features, you know, just stuff that's different than CSGO. Make it CS2, make it its own thing, with a lot of the stuff that we liked from CSGO as well. But obviously, again, people had kind of been expecting an operation as well. Hey, if we're going to get a bunch of new maps for the game, that should be part of an operation. But what we got was, you know, I think overall pretty disappointing for most people. So here is what they posted on Counterstrike.net. They said the real MVP since the launch of CS2 community map, mappers have been hard at work creating new experiences and updating some classics. Today we're excited to add the first community maps to CS2. For those of you, okay, we can just talk about this. This is Assembly, Pool Day, Thera, is that the only three? I thought there was more. Okay, well, whatever. Finally, fight your way through the streets of Thera. Oh, and Thera and Mills in Deathmatch and Casual, and put these maps through their paces in competitive matchmaking. So we have Thera, Pool Day, Assembly, Mills, and Memento or whatever, I believe. Speaking of competitive matchmaking, we're giving map-based skill groups an overhaul. In addition to redistributing players across the skill groups, we've already also made it easier to earn those badges in the first place, which is good because it made no sense. There was like I think like LE was like the highest rank that people were getting to, and like 90% of the player base was in silver, just something stupid. Also, the fact that you needed 10, you had to play 10 matches to even get your rank on each map just was super stupid, but now I think it's 2, and it seems like, you know, hopefully they've at least figured out how to get the rank distribution down so the ranks actually matter, make sense or whatever. That could lead to more people playing competitive at the end of the day as well, but still, I don't really think it matters that much because Premier is still the premier competitive like queue in CS2, so I don't really think ever that many people are going to be playing comp, you know, when Premier exists. How many people are going to be playing these new maps? You know, how long are they going to be fresh or exciting? I don't know. There are a bunch of other fixes and adjustments in today's update, including a brand new MVP panel and animated MVPs in Premiere and new ways to optimize your video settings. Jump to a match and check it out. So we did get some new content. We got some new maps, but it pretty much seems like that's it. It seems like we got some new maps and some very, very minor changes in this patch notes. And again, that is leaving people disappointed because they were expecting new maps and so much more. They were expecting a new operation or at least a ton of new content or a new case for the 25th anniversary or new maps and new collections go along with those maps. It really seems like CS2 did the absolute bare minimum while adding these new community maps. So again, while this is a time where the community should be excited and people should be excited and hyped for new stuff coming to the game, people are pretty salty, and I think rightfully so. I think this is a very, very disappointing update from Valve because again, Valve did little to nothing here. This is mappers that created these maps, and then Valve has just thrown them into the game, and they made some very, very minor changes to CS2 other than that. So, I mean, you know, people are saying, hey, Valve did almost nothing here, which does seem like that's kind of what happened. You know, it might be a little bit of an exaggeration or a little bit of hyperbole or whatever, but here's what we have. We have Thera and Mills added to competitive, casual, and deathmatch. We have Memento and Assembly added to the Wingman map pool, and Pool Day added to the Arms Race map pool. They fixed some other stuff with some maps. They have some UI changes in competitive matchmaking per map. Skill groups are now revealed after you earn 2 wins, and then some video setting changes as well. So that is it. That is the release notes for 6.25.24. So again, does this mean that a lot of people were wrong about an operation coming soon or 25th anniversary content coming soon or whatever? Probably not 100%. We could still be getting something soon. Again, the next major in Shanghai isn't until December, I believe. So there is still like a 6-month window where, hey, could that mean an operation or whatever could be coming 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 5 months from now? Maybe, potentially. This definitely lowers the chances because, again, all this new content was something that would have fit very, very well into a new operation. But also, they've done absolutely nothing so far for that 25th anniversary, and I don't believe that they're going to do nothing. Now, again, the CS2 case, the CS20 case did come out in like October. I know people are saying, hey, they announced it in June, though. Yeah, but I'm just saying these things can happen. Things can change. They could have a 25th anniversary celebration anytime they wanted, and we still have to get some kind of new operation or whatever CS2's equivalent of an operation is going to be at some point. And again, we're already at record long length of time of this happening. But it's just crazy. It just seems like time and time again over the past few years, CS2 and the Valve developers have just been disappointing people. You know, the CS2 release was disappointing. This update was disappointing. Like the only one time that they've really surprised us and had a good update so far has been like with the crafting update, the 5x crafts and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. But definitely some people disappointed. But there also is some people even on the other side that were a little bit wrong as well. Some people were saying, hey, the leakers are just, you know, wrong and people are getting baited and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, we still did get the content. We got the new maps and stuff like that. So, you know, everyone wasn't wrong about everything, and we will still see in the next couple weeks and months if they're wrong about the other stuff as well, because we have had leakers saying, hey, they are working on a new case right now. So if, hey, a month or 2 passes and we still haven't had a new case or any new content that way, then yeah, maybe some of the leaks were wrong, but at least so far, we did get the new maps. Like, yeah, it's not what people expected or wanted, so I get why people aren't happy, but it doesn't mean necessarily everything was wrong, and, you know, they weren't right to say, hey, you know, all the leakers are completely wrong or full of shit or whatever as well, so who knows. But here are some of the new MVP panels. I don't know, pretty lame overall. I mean, kind of cool, the animation stuff, but who gives a shit? It doesn't really matter. Arrow tweeting out, call Valve lazy, I dare you. You know, obviously he's just joking around saying that, you know, Valve did nothing for this update. Other people, no Overwatch, no celebration of 25 years besides a ChatGPT generated tweet, no retakes, no support for community servers, and no ability to change DM mode. Beyond frustrated, this was the least beneficial update they could have chosen. Every one of us should feel the same. No map icons, no map loading screenshots, used outdated map version, and that's what's pretty crazy. This is what some LilyQ said as well. It looks like Valve didn't even use the correct version of the community maps. Again, I covered in a previous video that all these map makers, they were making a ton of last-minute changes and updates because obviously Valve wanted to actually release them. So there was bugs and there was issues and whatever, and they've been fixing them, but Valve didn't even release the most current version of these maps, at least apparently according to some of these other people. They released previous versions that still had some of these bugs in them. So even though these mappers worked hard last minute, you know, crunching to fix some of these bugs and issues, they still rolled out versions that contain those bugs and issues. Really makes no sense. Very, very, very strange. And again, another overall L for Valve and CS2 there. Anomaly says a new update is mid. It brings out 5 new maps, but 2 of those are Wingman and 1 is Arms Race. So only 2 maps are available in competitive and no new maps in Premiere. This is the biggest thing for me as well. Even if you did want to bring in new maps or whatever, if you have no new maps in Premiere, again, that's the main way people are playing competitive. Who really cares that much, especially when, you know, you also didn't add any collections for these maps either. Seems pretty lame, seems pretty uninteresting. They also changed the competitive rank threshold from 10 to 2. That's it. We waited so long for this. Don't get me wrong, I love any new content for CS, and that's where I'm at too. You know, I'm always happy when an update comes out, something, you know, new maps are cool, that's awesome. But it feels like we really need more at this point. I'm also not sure if competitive ranks are still glitched or not, meaning it might not be possible to get a rank over MG2. And again, CS2 claims they fixed that. We'll have to wait and see. Here's a CS2 developer explaining how the dev team will read community feedback to prioritize future updates. It's safe to say they are aware of the community wants Operation 12. So, hey, Valve knows, and now it's up to them to see what they're going to do with the community feedback, and if they're actually going to make some of these big changes. But yeah, so far, a lot of people were wrong. We didn't really get these new maps in the way that we expected, but we did have some new content coming to CS2. Overall, pretty big L, pretty disappointing update, but at least it's an update. You know, this is definitely one of the updates of all time, but that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.